The protagonist, Captain Alex Rider, arrives on a distant, hostile planet to negotiate peace with the Zitharian Empire. He's briefed about the Alien Empress, a powerful ruler known for her beauty, cunning, and terrifying authority. Suspense hook. As he lands, massive warships hover above, their weapons aimed at his ship. The atmosphere is tense. One wrong move and war will erupt. Alex wonders if this is a diplomatic mission or a trap. Alex is escorted into the Grand Palace, where the Alien Empress appears. She is both regal and intimidating, with piercing eyes that seem to read his mind. She delivers the ultimatum: either marry me, or prepare for war. Shocked, Alex hesitates. He knows he's a stranger in her world and cannot fight the Empire alone. Suspense builds. He notices subtle hints that some of her court may be loyal to him, while others might sabotage him. To prove his worth, or perhaps to trap him, the Empress sets a series of challenges, testing intelligence, courage, and loyalty. Each challenge is perilous, navigating a labyrinth filled with deadly alien creatures. Solving an ancient puzzle that could trigger traps. Facing elite warriors in combat simulation. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Captain Alex Rider stood on the bridge of his ship, the SS Horizon, staring out at the alien world below. The planet was unlike anything he had seen in his career, a swirling mass of purple clouds, jagged crystal mountains, and oceans that glowed with an eerie green light. His mission was simple, on paper: negotiate a peace treaty with the Zitharian Empire, a civilization known across galaxies for its strength and unpredictability. In reality, the mission was anything but simple. "Captain, sensors show dozens of warships in orbit," said Lieutenant Mara, her voice tense. "They're all armed and pointed at us." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He knew the Zitharians were proud warriors, but this was a statement, not a welcome. He rubbed his chin. "Keep the shields up. Prepare for contact. And Mara, don't let anyone panic. Not me." The ship descended slowly through the thick, violet atmosphere. Lightning crackled across the clouds, illuminating the massive palace in the distance. It floated on a plateau of black crystal, surrounded by rivers of molten metal. The sight was both terrifying and mesmerizing. As Alex stepped onto the landing platform, a group of Zitharian guards in shimmering armor approached. Their faces were covered with high-tech masks, revealing only glowing eyes. They moved silently, almost floating, as if gravity itself respected their authority. "Captain Rider," one of them said, in perfect galactic standard. "You are to be escorted to the Empress. Prepare yourself." Alex swallowed. He had read the briefings, watched the holo recordings of the Empress, but nothing could prepare him for the presence she exuded. She wasn't just a ruler, she was a force of nature. The palace doors opened, revealing a vast hall of translucent crystal that reflected every color of the alien sky. At the far end, seated on a throne of levitating metal shards, was the Alien Empress herself. Her form was elegant, her armor glinting in shades of silver and violet. Her eyes, sharp and piercing, locked onto Alex the moment he entered. "Captain Rider," she said, her voice smooth but commanding, "I have heard of your exploits. You are clever, brave, but not without flaws." Alex bowed slightly, unsure if it was the right gesture. The Empress's eyes seemed to study him, weighing every thought before he even spoke. I am here to negotiate peace," Alex said carefully. "I hope we can." She raised a hand, cutting him off. "Peace? There is no peace between us yet. Not until you answer me, human. You have one choice." Alex's stomach tightened. "And that is, either marry me, or prepare for war." The words hit him like a thunderclap. He froze. His mind raced. Marry the Empress, a being from a species he barely understood, in a civilization unlike any he had ever known. Or face total annihilation. The hall was silent except for the hum of the palace's energy fields. Alex noticed subtle movements among her court, whispers, glances, the flicker of unease. Some seemed intrigued by him, others were hostile. "You have time to think," the Empress continued, rising from her throne. Her presence was overwhelming. "But choose poorly, and your world will burn before your eyes." The words left Alex stunned. He had faced hostile species, deadly environments, even interstellar pirates, but nothing like this. The weight of the ultimatum pressed down on him. Later, in a side chamber, he met with the palace advisors. They explained the stakes. The Empress had no heir, and the Empire's laws dictated that a ruler without a partner would eventually see civil war. Choosing a spouse wasn't merely personal, It was a political act that could save or destroy billions. Alex realized he was caught in a trap, one with no obvious escape. But he also understood one thing clearly: he couldn't simply say, no. That would start a war. One that humanity wasn't ready for. Before he could ponder further, the Empress returned. She was accompanied by a holographic display showing an ancient Zitharian arena. "Before you decide, Captain, you must prove your worth," she said. "These challenges are not meant to harm you, unless you fail. Succeed, and you may earn my trust. Fail, and," she paused, letting the threat hang in the air, "your world will know war." Alex nodded, swallowing hard. "I understand." The first challenge was a labyrinth of shifting energy fields, populated by creatures that were half plant, half animal. They moved silently, their eyes glowing with predatory intelligence. Alex had to navigate through the maze, avoiding detection, finding a key artifact that would signal his passage. The labyrinth tests him physically and mentally. He dodges attacks, leaps over chasms, and solves alien riddles etched into the walls. At one point, a creature lunges at him, and he narrowly avoids it, rolling across the floor as sparks fly from the energy barriers. The suspense is relentless. One wrong move, and it's game over. Finally, he retrieves the artifact, a crystal orb pulsating with energy, and places it on the pedestal at the maze's center. The doors open, and he steps out, breathless but triumphant. The Empress watches silently, her expression unreadable. "Interesting," she says. "You survived the first test. Let's see if you can survive the second." The next trial is mental, an ancient puzzle that requires Alex to decode Zitharian symbols representing concepts of trust, loyalty, and leadership. Hours feel like minutes as he studies the holographic panels. Every second adds tension. The audience can feel his panic, the mental strain pushing him to the edge. Finally, he completes the puzzle. Lights flash across the chamber, signaling success. The Empress inclines her head slightly, a small smile tugging at the corner of her lips. "You have intellect and courage. But bravery alone does not make a ruler, or a partner." The final test is combat. Elite Zitharian warriors enter the arena. They are faster, stronger, and more experienced than Alex, yet he uses ingenuity over strength. He improvises traps, studies their moves, and finds weaknesses in their formations. The battle is tense and cinematic, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Finally, exhausted and bleeding, Alex stands victorious. The warriors kneel before him, and the Empress steps forward. "You have passed the trials," she says softly, but her eyes are sharp. "But know this, Captain, survival does not equal freedom. The true choice is yet to come. When I ask you to marry me, your answer will decide the fate of millions." Alex realizes that part 1 is not about war or victory. It's about the decision that could define his life and the lives of countless others. The weight of the Empress's gaze is almost unbearable. The scene fades with Alex looking out over the alien landscape, the palace's towers glowing in the twilight. He is a hero who has survived trials, but the ultimate challenge, the decision, looms ahead. Captain Alex Rider stood in the observation chamber of the Empress's palace, staring out at the alien horizon. The trials were behind him, yet the hardest test, the real choice, was still ahead. The alien Empress had made her ultimatum clear: marry me, or prepare for war. The words echoed in his mind like thunder. He turned to see her standing behind him, regal and intimidating. Her violet armor gleamed under the palace lights, and her eyes, so sharp, so intelligent, locked onto his. "You have proven your strength, Captain," she said softly, though the power in her voice was undeniable. "But strength alone will not decide your fate. You must choose. Will you marry me, or will you bring ruin to your world?" Alex swallowed. "Empress, I need to understand more before I can make such a decision. There must be another way." She shook her head slowly. "There is none. The laws of the Zitharian Empire leave me no choice. My people will revolt without an heir or partner. And if you refuse, your world will burn." The weight of the ultimatum pressed down on him. He thought of Earth, the billions of lives depending on him, the families who would never forgive him if he failed. But he also thought of himself, thrust into an impossible situation where one wrong choice could destroy him, personally and politically. Suddenly, alarms blared. The palace shook. Alex and the Empress rushed to the balcony. In the sky above, warships from a rival alien faction were advancing, ships that had apparently timed their attack perfectly to take advantage of this tense situation. Not only must I choose, Alex thought, but I may have to fight before making that choice. The Empress's lips curled in a small smile. It seems the gods, or fate, enjoy testing you further, Captain. Alex nodded. Then let's not waste time. The battle begins. The palace defense systems activated instantly. Energy barriers shimmered into existence around the palace towers, and Zitharian warriors armed with energy blades and plasma rifles took strategic positions. Alex had seen advanced warfare before, but nothing like this. The rival ships fired pulsating beams, slicing through the sky, turning crystal spires into molten shards. Alex and the Empress led the counterattack. Using a combination of human ingenuity and Zitharian technology, they devised a plan. Alex would pilot one of the palace ships to intercept the attackers. The Empress would direct palace defenses, using her advanced knowledge of her empire's technology to manipulate the battlefield. Alex jumped into the cockpit of a sleek fighter ship, his hands moving over the controls with practiced precision. The ship's systems responded instantly, adjusting weapons and shields. The first wave of enemy fighters swarmed toward him. He fired lasers, dodged missiles, and used the alien terrain to his advantage. Massive flow, ATING crystal formations provided cover, and he darted between them, weaving a deadly dance of attack and evasion. Meanwhile, on the palace walls, the Empress used a combination of holographic projections and energy cannons to trap the invaders. Her voice, calm yet commanding, guided the warriors with flawless precision. Alex could see her brilliance in action, and he realized that she was not just a ruler, she was a strategist, a warrior, and a leader unmatched in the galaxy. The battle intensified. Alex's ship took heavy damage. Sparks flew across the cockpit, alarms blaring. Yet he pushed forward, intercepting a massive enemy cruiser before it could reach the palace. He planted explosives on its hull, then launched away just as it exploded in a brilliant cascade of light. The audience feels every pulse of tension, the near misses, the explosions, and the high stakes. Alex's bravery and quick thinking are on full display. A moment of connection after repelling the initial attack, Alex returned to the palace. The Empress was waiting for him, her armor slightly scorched but her expression steady. She extended her hand, not in threat, but in acknowledgement. "You fight well," she said. "You have proven not only your courage but your loyalty to life, not just to yourself." Alex hesitated. "And yet, I must still make the choice you demanded." She studied him closely. "I am aware. That is why I am giving you a final moment of honesty. Speak your mind. Do not hide from me. I value courage above all, but honesty, above that." Alex felt a strange pull. For the first time, he saw her not as an alien ruler but as a person, burdened with responsibility, yet longing for connection, for trust. He realized that the choice was not only about survival, but about understanding the creature behind the armor. I cannot marry just to save myself," Alex said slowly. "But I also cannot see billions die because I refuse. I need a way for both our worlds to survive." The Empress's eyes softened, though she remained firm. "Many have tried to negotiate with me. None have succeeded. But you are different." The final ultimatum. As they spoke, the palace trembled again. This time, the enemy forces were more organized, their fleet twice as large as before. Alex realized that time was running out. There would be no more chances for diplomacy if the attack escalated. "You have your answer," the Empress said, her voice low and deadly serious. "Speak now, Captain. Your hesitation could destroy your world." Alex took a deep breath. He remembered the trials, the labyrinth, the puzzle, the combat against the elite warriors. He remembered seeing her brilliance, her vulnerabilities, her command of her people. He also thought of Earth. Its fragile unity, its dependence on him. Its hope rested on his shoulders. Then, without hesitation, he spoke. "I will marry you, but not because I am afraid. I will marry you because together, we can protect both our worlds." The Empress's eyes widened slightly. Then, a smile broke across her face, a rare, genuine smile. "Bold and wise. Perhaps humanity is stronger than I imagined." The alliance and victory. Immediately, the Empress signaled her warriors. "Captain Ryder speaks the truth. Today, we fight not as strangers, but as allies." Alex and the Empress coordinated the defense like a single mind. They anticipated enemy movements, set traps, and launched counterattacks. The combined forces of human and Zitharian ingenuity turned the tide. Enemy ships were destroyed or forced to retreat, leaving the palace and planet secure. The aftermath was stunning. The palace, though scarred, stood proud. The Empress's people cheered for their leader and the human who had fought beside her. Alex looked at the Empress. "We did it," she nodded, though her eyes betrayed a deeper thought. "The war is over, for now. But peace is fragile. You must learn our ways, understand our laws. Marriage is not merely a bond of hearts, it is a bond of power." Alex swallowed. He had survived battles, trials, and impossible choices. Yet he knew the journey had only just begun. The future begins that night. Alex stood on the palace balcony, looking at the stars. The alien sky stretched endlessly above him. The Empress joined him silently, her presence calm yet commanding. "You chose wisely," she said. "Together, we can protect not only your world but mine. Together, we may be unstoppable." Alex turned to her. "Then we start together, not as ruler and subject, but as partners. In war, in peace, and in whatever comes next." She smiled faintly. "Captain Ryder, humanity may have found its place among the stars sooner than I expected." The camera pans out, showing the planet bathed in twilight, the palace standing tall amidst alien rivers and crystal spires. In the distance, the remnants of the enemy fleet retreat into the darkness of space. The story ends with a sense of hope, tension, and possibility, leaving viewers satisfied but eager for more adventures between Alex Rider and the Alien Empress.